ask this question? Over here.
What do you think was probably the most complicated part to act out the whole entire movie?
The most
Complicated part to act throughout the whole entire movie, like whether it was really emotional and hard to do or just hard to get into character. Which part was the hardest?
I think Andrew should answer that question.
How about that?
Thank you. To me, it wasn't that complicated. Because I think, as I've told some people today and yesterday, I was pretty much in an altered state by the time I got there because I'd been in the makeup room for around 18 hours after having flown up to Maine from New York and had been up the night before. So by the time I got, after that, we started shooting for about another 15 hours. So I was pretty tired and pretty out of it, and I was just doing whatever was happening. So I was just having fun and making stuff up, and luckily Mary Lambert, the director, was saying, go ahead, do something. So it was great.
Right here.
On your own time, you're relaxing after you watch Pet Cemetery. What would be the next movie you'd watch? Favorite movies to hang out and watch?
You mean?
What movie would you pick to watch or hang out at home?
Oh.
Fight Club.
Chariots of Fire.
Performance.
Oh, this
Just
is
watch-
embarrassing. My favorite at the moment is Gold Diggers of 1935. Crosby, Berkeley.
You were talking about, you were asking about difficult moments. I don't know. There was a point, I remember I was in a bathtub. And
But don't talk about our private moment. Screen? You promised me to talk about that.
no, girl,
You
no.
promised me.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised I know I should have brought this.
God.
But I had to wear a Speedo. And I don't know if you've been around a film crew. They're a bunch of tough guys, they're union. And the last thing I wanted to see was some guy in a Speedo. So to feel comfortable, I did not ever. I just want you to know that.
Okay, let's go back to okay, talk about me. Okay, my most difficult moment, one of them was definitely the funeral scene of Gage. You can't hear this, la 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 la. He was not present. He was being, coddled and nursed somewhere off the set, and probably, put on a little Ferris wheel somewhere in Maine, taken care of, and Paramount was paying for it. But we, on the other hand, were shooting, the most difficult day of filming for me at that point. And it was, Mary Lambert said, just pace yourself, because the whole day is in the mortuary. The whole day is, Gage's coffin is up on, in front, and, it's not enough to have your child die, but then your husband and father get into a fight and knock the coffin over, and it just doesn't let up. So it was just asking for blood, and it was a really, really tough day. And Stephen King was there that day. Of all days, Stephen is playing the minister, conducting the funeral. So it was really tough, and I was no pressure. And so the end of so we finally wrap. We get through the day, and we get the day, and it's really all good work. Everybody's doing amazing work, and I am spent. I am emotionally wrung out to dry, and I've got my little rental car, and I've got my rental house, and it's dark, and I'm driving home to my rental house, and suddenly a fox runs across the highway, and I hit the fox. Nice. Denise.
Actually, that was me, Denise.
And it's an animal. And we're shooting Pet Cemetery. And I've never hit an animal in my life on the road. And I've been a hardcore animal activist. I'm a vegetarian, for God's sake. I'm dying at this point. I'm dying. I didn't know tears could come out of my eyes. And I pull over and I'm sobbing and I don't know what to do. And I make a U-turn and I look for the fox. Like, am I going to take the fox in the car? What am I going to do with it? I'm going to take it to the set. I'm going to take it back to the set. And, you know, I mean, we're in the woods of Maine, you know. I don't even know where I am at this point. And the fox is gone. So I'm thinking, oh my God, the fox is, you know, limped off to die in the woods, or it's being buried in the pet cemetery, oh my God. And so I go home. I just drive home and I'm sobbing. And I'm just like, oh my God. And you know, I called home and you know, my husband wanted to commit me at that point, but it's okay, it worked out. That was a hard day for me.
I have a story.
And we'd all like to commit her right now.
They've been trying for a number of years. It hasn't happened yet. So.
Here's a good story. This was my toughest day. If you all recall, Victor Pascow's first entrance, he was not a ghost. He had been hit by a truck, and I'm being taken to Dale to be revived, which he was miserable at.
Inept.
Now I
Clearly
understand.
inept.
Yeah, but there was a shot of me being carried in on a stretcher or a blanket or something, and up these stairs, then turn through the door, turn, okay? And I had to have my eyes rolled up into my head. But I also had a little pump in my hand connected to a tube that went up my arm, which was all kind of under my body, and up underneath the skull cap I had on, and came out the side of my head where the brains were, and I had to pump this thing, and so I would spurt blood, okay? And the camera operator said, well, can you tell when you come around this corner? I'm like right there on your brain, so really pump that thing really hard right there. Don't do it before, because you'll run out of blood, okay? But I had to have my eyes rolled up in my head, so I couldn't tell where we were. So I had to like kind of just sense, okay, up the stairs, right turn, right turn, pump really hard, and be dead. Oh. Go around the corner, okay, hope he got it. That was a little tough.